and to motivate his own guys as well, because he's made the comment that he's not coming to watch them finish second anymore. So, in his own Kentucky humor, I guess that was his way. I actually did have the opportunity to ask him about it later at the autograph signing that we had to do for Yamaha, and he just kind of laughed it off and said it was obviously just he didn't realize it was going to stir up such a hornet's nest, as you put it, and he was just kind of joking around. As far as the comeback, though, he didn't really have much to say. He certainly didn't say it was a joke, and I don't get an opportunity to talk to Bill a whole lot anymore, so I don't know if he is planning a full-time comeback for 2013 or if that's just a rumor. There's a lot of rumors going around right now about what bikes people are going to be on and what teams people are going to be on and what people's intentions are, but I guess we won't really know all those true answers until we go to Florida.
That's true. But let's get Chris Borch's take on this. Chris Borch, you're still with us, correct?
Yep, I'm here.
I have never, number one, I want to say this. I'm going to go on record and say I have never, ever been seeked out by you to be interviewed ever in my life until this past Saturday at the Ironman GNCC.
Yeah, I was a little torqued up. I was in the motorhome eating something before the race and heard your interviews, and I kind of figured you missed me, so I was like, all right, well, I'll just go outside then. But finished my lunch or whatever, getting ready, and I heard his interview, and I was like, yep, time to hunt you down. I got to say my words. But, yeah, I mean, like I said before, I always had a lot of respect for him for what he has accomplished and as a rider and stuff, but calling me out like that and saying he's going to come back and beat all us guys by 5 minutes, everybody knows that's pretty much out of the picture. So he better just probably just stay at home and watch the race instead of racing it. I think at any point in time, right, you take any time off, it's so hard to even try to get back into race pace, and it seems like every race we're just stepping it up a notch even more and more, and it's definitely going to be tough.
Yeah, and I think if you look back at the college class, even as far back as the youth ranks as Hunter Hart and Collier and all those kids that are back there right now that are terrorizing those ranks, I mean, you can see a wave that has started to build, and it's coming right at you right now. You know the competition's coming right now. I mean, you still got a handle on everything, but you see it, and you even feel it, I'm sure, on occasion.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, everybody's working hard. Everybody's riding really good. I mean, it's just whoever wants it the most out there, and I feel like I want it the most. But I mean, for instance, the past two races, I mean, I broke down and had a head pipe failure, which wasn't our fault, just a flaw in the pipe. And then this weekend, I mean, congrats to Walker. I mean, he did an awesome job just picking good lines, making it through the gnarly sections and stuff like that. But that was, to me, it wasn't kind of a racetrack. I finally got into the lead and was thinking about trying to get away from those guys and show them that I could yank away at any time, and started pulling away, and there I go, submarining into a big mud hole, and just from there on, I was just making bad line choices and mistakes, but I was able to come back from like a minute and a half down to run them down, and was on them the last lap until me and Taylor got stuck on that big hill that people were sending me pictures. I guess it's on Facebook, pretty gnarly picture, shows us how we're pretty much straight up and down on this hill stuck on it together.
That's pretty wild. And Johnny, I know you're probably wondering the same thing that I'm wondering right now. While you were struggling back there and you buried it in that big mud hole, was there echoes from the morning rider interviews going through your head?
I mean, that didn't really didn't faze me at all. I mean, it's just when he was talking like that, I mean, it drove me nuts. I mean, I've never called him out. I've never said anything like that. I mean, I always looked up to him as a rider and accomplishing a lot of stuff. And hopefully one day I'll be able to do the same. But I'm just going one race at a time in championships as well. And definitely with my first marking right now is to try to knock down that win record and see if I can do that, and then just keep on going for championships. But somebody caught me out like that. That wasn't cool. So I hope he come back racing so I can show him what a dweeb's all about.
Yeah, the old man. Isn't that what you called him?
Yeah, the old man, the dweeb, whatever he wants to call me. So.
Well, actually, you got rights to call him the old man. He's older than you, right?
Yeah, true. So I wouldn't be the old man anymore. Johnny and him will be.
There you go.
Whoa,
there you go.
What did I do? Why am I getting drug into this?
We're going to drag you in too, buddy. Conservative Johnny here.
Yeah. Conservative Johnny here. Conservative Johnny was on the case at Ironman. He rode the first few laps the first year, just made sure he didn't tear the bike up or do anything bad. So he was good and conservative. It was great.
Now, where did you end up finishing, Johnny?
I ended up 7th. Got last lap, made up a bunch of time, bunch of positions, and was able to actually come battling right to the finish with Yoho, who I'm also battling with in the points. Got up next to him a couple of times, but couldn't make the pass stick without getting real aggressive, and so I ended up settled for 7th, and I think it was like 0.9 seconds behind him for 6th. So, but ended up being a decent day after being way behind halfway through, like I have been lately. So,
yeah,
I did actually from our conversation last week. Obviously, a number of people are listening because I did get I don't know, at least 2 or 3, if not more, pit boards that said "Go faster, suck less." And they were random people, it wasn't Bach, and it wasn't people that were on the show with us. It was at one point, it was somebody was pitted way out by the start area, came around that corner, was battling with Pickens earlier in the race, and I come around and I see this pit board, and it just said, "Go faster, suck less."
That's good inspiration. That helps, right?
Yeah, it actually pissed me off because I was like, man, somebody's pretty much telling me conservative Johnny's riding right now, and he was. To be fair, he was definitely in conservative mode. So, as Chris calls it, balls out. Johnny took over after the start of lap 3, and then he actually started riding.
There you go. It's about doggone time, man. You should have started out on lap 1, but. Wow.
Yeah, it's easier said than done.
I'm sure it is. Believe me. I like I said, I live vicariously through you guys, man. Your stories are the ones that keep me pumping, that's for sure. But, Chris, a lot of question right now about the program for you for next year. I know, man, is there going to be a change? Are you looking? Are you talking? I mean, are any of the rumors even remotely true?
Yeah, we've been talking. I mean, I have a couple different deals out there that I've been talking with different manufacturers, and just a lot of. I mean, there's a lot of rumors going around what I'll be on, but I mean, as of right now,
and just to clarify, most of the rumors that people are guessing, whether it be Chris or anyone else, yeah, there are rumors, and some of them are true, but the stuff that you're reading on the internet is such a bunch of garbage. And normally I'm. Rodney, normally I'm a pretty politically correct person, and I sit here and, say all the right things to keep everybody happy. But the bottom line is I am so sick and tired of these morons posting garbage like they know something you don't know. None of you have any idea what we're doing or what our plans are, so stop trying to pretend like, if you guys want to guess and play a guessing game, that's fine. But don't act like you know someone who knows someone who knows, because Chris himself doesn't know for certain what his program is for next year. So don't pretend like you do. And it's, I'm sorry, normally I don't get worked up, but if I have one more person call me, text me, post on Quadzone, post on one of these other websites that they know that Chris and Adam McGill are teammates next year for some whole crap team that they've made up in their mind because their friend that works at a Honda dealership found out, shut up, man, you don't know. You're just guessing.
No, that's true, Johnny. I am teaming up with McGill. Didn't you see it on Facebook?
Yeah, right. I'll tell you right now, when you and McGill team up, that'll be the day that me and you don't talk anymore. Because I love you guys both separately, but if you were both on the same team, the ego and ridiculousness level would be through the roof, and I couldn't put up with either one of you.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, there is just a lot of rumors out there floating around, but nothing's written into stone. going right now. I mean, like I said, I've been talking to a couple different people and just playing it by ear right now, trying to figure everything out.
Well,
Now,
remember,
I heard something. Hold on. I heard that Chris Borch was actually going to dirt bike.
That's true. That's
Hey,
true,
wait a
big
minute,
boy.
wait a
I'm
minute.
coming after you.
Whose voice is this?
I've been reading.
Wait a minute. Time out. Who is this?
This would be yours truly, Stuart Baylor, the dirt bike guy.
The dirt bike guy. My gosh, we got here 2 weeks in a row. We've gotten crashed by two-wheelers out here on Quad Radio. And what's really cool is, man, aren't you like a big Chris Borge fan or something like that?
Nah, I met him one time. He's kind of a dweeb, you know.
They're calling it the DVE morning show.
So,
wait! It sounds like we got somebody else on here too, Rodney. Did you pick up on that one?
who else is on here?
The dirt bike god.
Oh no, Chris Bach, are you back? All right, so we got a full onslaught invasion. So Chris, let me ask you, with all this support coming in from the two-wheel guys these days, man, and everybody getting all this interest from the two-wheel side and the ATV side of things, are you really considering racing two wheels next year?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm going to go that route.
Then what? What about the record, man?
I gave up on that.
Somebody tweet that out quick.
And tomorrow, somebody's going to post on Quad Zone that Chris is giving up quads. This is what's wrong with this world today.
I'm going to the double D class on a dirt bike.
The double D class.
I mean, I could see Chris giving up on this. I called this a long time ago. You know, he decided in Florida this year that he was going with bikes. You know, everybody could see it. He was going around the corners, hanging his knee out instead of his foot, like on a quad. You know, everybody could tell. He was leaning on the outside of the seat on the dirt bike. You know, he had the corner stuff down. You know, totally backwards. So, you know, I could see it coming. He's going to change the dirt bike world. You know, you're going to see opposite. I mean, he might as well turn the helmet around backwards. You're going to see everything change. You know, it's definitely going to be strange next year.
Hey, Rodney, can you actually see how many people are on this call? Do you have the list? Does it show?
I have about 70 right now. We keep going.
No. I mean people on the call itself. Because I think there's somebody on this call who's not actually saying anything right now. And it's not Chris Bach.
Oh, yeah?
I'm trying to figure it out.
Whenever I called in, it said there was 4 other people on the line.
Okay, so Rodney, that would be me, you, Chris would be 3. And then, so do we have another caller out there?
I don't think we do. It doesn't sound like we do.
Oh wait, who's that?
Nate Caney.
Right. It doesn't sound like Nate Caney.
My head broke. I quit.
It sounds like it could possibly be that Walker there.
No, it's still counts. I think everybody's a dweeb.
Oh. Who is that?
It's like
really?
It's kind of like the ghost of Christmas past. I'm just here to just bring bad news to everybody.
Johnny is stumped right now. That's okay.
No, I know who it is.
Is it Bach? It is Bach. I know Bach is on here with us, right?
It's not Bach. Rodney, you interview these guys day in and day out. You can't figure out who it is.
All right. Talk to me.
I don't think I've ever talked to Chris Bach in my life.
Oh, my God. It is Walker, isn't it? So you got anything you want to say to Chris Borge, Walker?
What?
You got anything you want to say to Chris Borge?
We're riding Kinko's next year. That's about it.
Yeah, that was another rumor I heard that that Boric and Fowler were teamed up for Kimco next year, each with $1 million sign-on bonus.
Yep. Or Aprilia. That was brought up, too.
Does Aprilia even make quads?
Apparently they do. I read it on the internet today on Quad Zone.
And you're going to be riding one, right?
Yeah, that's what the internet says. Everything on the internet's true. That's what South Park said.
Yes. That's true. So and I hear the rumor is true that that Stu Baylor is wanting to follow in your footsteps as well. Stu, is it true that you're now starting to ride ATVs on a more and more regular basis?
I've hopped on a quad every once in a while. You know, I was kind of the, you know, like and Ricky Bobby, you know, their car was the laughing stock of NASCAR. Well, I was the laughing stock of tax tracks on Chris Borch's quad. I was like, I thought I was going fast, and then somehow I hit a berm, and I went over top of the berm, and the quad was still like on all four tires, like looking at me kind of funny. And you know, I tried giving up on it, but next time I got on a quad, I was in the woods, and I felt a little more at home.
Nice. So
wait, when did you ride a quad in the woods? I don't remember that.
I rode one up at the Wolves, up at their mountain.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, I know you didn't ride one when we came to your place in South Carolina.
No, I didn't want too many people around. I mean, you know, I can laugh at myself, but all of you guys laughing at me, you know, that might make quad radio and ruin my reputation, you know.
Can't have the national enduro champions' reputation ruined.
Exactly. That's what I was going for. So I'm just doing it, you know, back up in the hills of Pennsylvania, where only the bears can see. So, you know, that's my practice ground.
Hey, Dweeb, is it Dweeb still on here?
Yeah, Dweeb's here.
Who would you say was better on a quad, Baylor or Squire?
I'm gonna have to go at Squire on that one.
Yeah, he definitely had the Moto Track dialed on the quads compared to Stu.
I don't think I'm switching to a quad anytime soon. I'm gonna pull the opposite of Hawk and go from bikes to quads, but it's gonna be like probably 2022 or something. You know, pick a good number. Yeah, we'll find a good year to switch. First off, I just have to win a couple of races here, and then, you know, I might just ride quads full time next year. You know, I supposedly I signed with Yamaha. You guys were talking about all that stuff. If I sign with Yamaha, they make quads, so I don't see why I can't just, you know, switch it and say, hey, you know, instead of doing the bike deal, let's just go four wheels. So that's what my goal is.
Well, yeah, you could. It would be. Well, I guess that would be you and Bill Balance then next year for Team Yamaha, since Fowler's leaving to go ride for Kimco.
Yeah, it would be me and Bill against Chris and Walker. It'd be Kimco against Yamaha, and
right.
we've got some graphics. It's girls in bikinis all over the quads. Like, you know, you can actually get them laying out on the fender well things there. So it's a real nice graphic. And under the fender, it actually says Dweeb. So we're roosting Borch the whole entire time. We've got it all thought out.
And I heard a rumor that you guys are only practicing on golf courses all winter long.
Actually, not only on golf courses. Just golf courses that are really fairly nice, and trying to stay in the sand traps, because you never know. You know, I realize Florida's only one race, but you want to cover all your bases. And also, we're doing it on two wheels, but they're wide wheels. It's actually a Honda Ruckus, and and we're going to be hitting those up hard for the next few months. So you guys just better watch out.
All right, so the golfers of Florida better watch their backs, because Bill Balance and Stu Baylor are attacking golf course sand traps around the state of Florida on Honda Ruckuses.
Exactly. Probably normally in the Daytona area. Just the golf courses should watch out. You know, we'll be there shortly though.
So many people are like, "What are they talking about?" But
if only they knew how many nuggets of truth were in this little ridiculousness.
exactly. So Walker, since we have you on here, man, and we're just kind of bouncing around here, man. How does it feel to get that first win, dude?
It's pretty cool. I'm definitely excited about it, but it kind of stinks that, it's after Chris has it wrapped up because, if I had the championship wrapped up, I wouldn't push as hard as I had to. So,
Still don't feel like you still feel like you still want more. You want to go head to head, right?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like you said, it was just the track itself. You really couldn't race on it. It was just swamp buggy. It was just crazy. So I mean, a win's a win for sure, and I can at least not worry about getting my truck repoed this month. But
what do you mean? I thought you wanted to get that thing repoed. That thing's a pile.
It is a pile. I'm looking at 08 GMC right now. It's looking pretty good.
You're still looking at the wrong brand, Paul.
We're outnumbered here, Walker. We got a couple of Ford guys. They're gonna try and talk trash.
JJ, you rock a Ford too, so come on.
Who does?
I just have one. I had a 7.3, and it just Ohio killed it. So, but yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Like I said, it feels good and all that jazz. But I definitely can't wait to do it for real. The first couple rounds with Chris there.
Those were pretty intense rounds, man, that you guys went through. And, I don't know what your guys' relationship is. On here, it seems to be pretty good. But that's good that you guys have had the opportunity and you guys have got the respect that you guys have got for each other like that out there racing. And all I got to say is, man, this past weekend's racetrack was it seemed to me like it just had to be brutal, man. You just never knew what was going to happen. From one hill climb to one mud hold, it changed every lap, I guess.
Yeah, there was like 4 or 5 spots. As long as you got through those each time, you were good to go. But I'm sure Stu could even chime in. I know the bike, the Loop Sunday, I got a burn mark from my wrist to my elbow and a black and blue knee from getting cleaned out by some flying motorcycles playing mud police. So it was pretty brutal all weekend.
Yeah, and with that in mind, just Stu can talk a little bit about what it's like riding for you guys in your guys' ruts, and then maybe you guys can, I don't know, but give these guys a heads up on what to look forward to as far as the track for Loretta's, because it's going to be totally different. That's one thing that we want to remind folks of coming up at the Loretta Lynn GNCC. The ATVs will race on Sunday. Motorcycles will race on Saturday. And that's going to switch things up for you guys quite a bit on the bike side of things.
Yeah, it'll actually be nice. We'll actually get to see the quad guys have to race in our leftovers for once. It'll be fun to hear about, because you get to hear about those guys complaining. I think it was last year. Oh, the bike rut sucked. I mean, I heard Chris when I was down in Florida. He's a whiner, that dweeb, but he was whining about those bike ruts, how they suck on a quad, and I mean, I heard it all, and we have to race it 12 times a year now. So, now these guys get to taste it. See, bike lines are totally different than quads. Bike lines, you go inside and cut it in, where a quad line, you actually sweep out and try to make it a sweeping turn. And it's definitely going to be tough. It's going to separate some guys in the bike and quad both, because, there's guys who ride the quad ruts really well and the quad turns really well on the bike. And then, there's guys who like the bike ruts, which is what I've grown up in, is bike ruts. And, the Enduro Championship, that might that might say a little bit about the single line stuff. You know, I realize there will be more than one line out there, but it'll be one rut, and it might change things for me personally. And then, you know, the most exciting part is that I get to hear some of the quad guys complain about it.
Oh, whatever, dude. You're going to be halfway back to South Carolina by the time we race. I know there's no way you're sticking around for Sunday. Even though we stick around to support you, there's no chance you're sticking around.
Listen, I haven't seen Chris Borch at one motorcycle race this year.
Oh, dude, he's got to go back and race the local so he can start his training for the next race. He makes his dad drive him all night long to get it back to the race so he can race on Sunday.
I don't know about all that. He's not that tough. Come on, this is Chris we're talking about. Look at it.
The dweeb.
Yeah.
Hey, while we're talking about you know, bike guys racing quads and quad guys racing bike ruts and all that stuff, how about you know, Chris Bach? Obviously, I saw on Twitter. I think he's out riding right now. He's doing some night practice and somewhere at a moto track, so he's probably not going to call in. But you know, I've been thinking since I wasn't able to race the bike this weekend, I think we should petition GNCC and see if they'll just open up the. Technically, there is no rule on the books that you can't race an XC1 bike guy can't race or an XC1 quad guy can't race the bike. I think we should have an XC1 quad class on Saturday morning for the bike amateur race, where, you know, any of the XC1, XC2, or any quad guys that want to race the bike can just line up in the back of the morning race and go out and race.
That's pretty cool.
Actually, I know from just a few conversations I've had. I know Jared McClure. I think Chris would probably be in for it. I know Walker happens to have an extra 125 laying around that if his girlfriend wouldn't be too upset, he could race that, and it could be quite the undertaking.
Right. I don't see why they couldn't actually make a separate class for you guys, but then again, I don't know, because of logistics of the track and everything. I mean, I think that'd be pretty neat. I do know one thing that they're talking about, at least especially for the two-wheel side of things. They're talking about having a Legends class where they're inviting some of the former pros to come back, like Plessingers and the Connors and, you know, the different names like that. You know, Barry Hawk, I think they're even talking about having Barry ride it, and that'd be pretty cool maybe to be pretty cool to see. And maybe it might be something we might be able to petition the GNCC folks about and see if they can't make something like that happen. That would be pretty neat. I mean, if you got Borch, you got you got Walker, that would be awesome.
Yeah, you know, Chris Bissell obviously is an avid bike rider. I'm sure he'd be all about it. Like I said, McClure had a quick conversation with him. I think he'd be all over it. So, you know, it could be cool.
It could be. I think we need to talk a little bit more about this. That's something that would be pretty cool to see. Now, Stu Baylor, would you support those guys in that? Would you come down and check that out?
Oh, dude, I would love to see that, because I know just from riding down in Florida, like neither Chris nor Adam said anything, but we were down at, I think it was Buffalo, and both of those guys were on bikes. Like, they touched their quad like twice all night, and there was like some real competition. They never actually raced each other head to head, but it was Adam McGill and Chris Borch, and those two were just like going at it on other ends of the track, and like you'd hear them come in like, "Hey, was Chris faster than me?" or "Hey, was Adam faster than me?" That was all they would say. But you know, there was like some definite competition, and then McClure was down there at the same time. He was riding a little bit, and he didn't get on the bike quite as much as those guys. He had some sketchy things going on with him. I was like, it scared me seeing. I mean, he was riding it like a quad through the whoops, and it was pretty ugly. But you know, I think that would be really, really interesting to see. I would definitely support it.
Wow. So all we got to do is
I think if you guys want to see sketchy, Walker, you can back me up on this because you've seen it. You guys need to see Taylor Kaiser ride dirt bike. That would be a sight for all eyes.
Yeah, you should see Taylor Kaiser on a mountain bike. Just as scary.
He can't balance. Is that what you're saying?
That he didn't get that the gene pool whatsoever.
Well, that's pretty cool. Now, with you guys being such good buddies and everything, Stu, are you going to be hanging out with Chris Borch and those guys again this winter? Are you planning on doing much? I mean, obviously, they've got training programs that are just off the scale.
Yeah, it consists of Firehouse and doing a 10-minute moto, and then they go back and eat a little bit more. You know, that's what I saw while I was down there. But I'll definitely come down for the food. You know, it was pretty good eating for the week or two that I was down there. So yeah, you can definitely count me in on being down in Florida before the GNCC with those guys.
Hey, you can't beat the 20-minute ruckus ride to Waffle House when you got two up on ruckus, right?
Yeah, that was great. And then old Corey getting the waffle in the water. Yeah, you definitely can't beat days like that. You know, it's a 55 mile per hour zone, and we're in the ruckuses going exactly 37 miles per hour. Except Chris, his was a little bit faster, and it was like a ruckus herd. Everybody's taking pictures and stuff. We're just like chilling there at 37 miles per hour, waving at people. And it was a long ride.
I actually had the opportunity to hang out with Stu's mom a little bit at St. Clairsville. We were down at the mud hole during the afternoon race, and before they came by, we were kind of waiting for the first lap, and we were talking, and she said, "Oh, I really appreciate you guys letting them come down and hang out." And I said, "Oh no, they're good kids. They're welcome anytime." And she said, "Well, just be careful. Don't tell them that, because if you tell them they're welcome anytime, they're going to show up and they're not going to lead."
Well, I wouldn't say I like you quad guys that much. Come on now. Yeah.
Got to keep some animosity.
I can't take that.
That's all right.
These guys, they think they're so cool. I mean, these quad guys, gosh, man.
Yeah. What's the word, like, dweebs?
Yeah, the dweebs. She's quad dweebs. Good night. I can't believe these guys.
These guys in their semis and stuff like that, huh, quad guys?
Yeah. You got the dirt bike guys with the flat brimmed hats and the black socks pulled halfway up their calves, and they're going to talk to us about being dweebs.
And Stu's a prime example of that.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Hey, I don't wear those ghetto socks, and I don't wear those ghetto those shoes that everybody's wearing. Those slip-on things. I'm not part of that gang. I wear tennis shoes because they feel good on my feet, and those other things are uncomfortable. I tried them while I was out in California. I tried fitting in over there, and I was uncomfortable. So, I try to fit in at the track somewhat by rocking the flat bill hat. But when I'm back at the house, I'm wearing my camo hat backwards. I'm a real cool cat around here.
Stu's got a pair of white shorts that the Laundry Queen Dawn tried for like 3 consecutive wash cycles to get clean, and she finally said, she's like, those boys should not wear white. But I think Stu's new nickname should be Pigpen.
Oh yeah, definitely. Dude, every one of my KTM shirts is like ruined. Like I mean, there's no coming back from where they are. Like they're way past gone. And most of the guys are out walking the track, and they're like, trying to keep clean. Not me. I'm like in that mud hole. Like while I was walking the track after the quads got done terrorizing it, and I stuck up knee deep. Like there was a mud hole right off the start. I was knee deep in that thing, like wading around in there, like wearing blue jeans and tennis shoes, knee deep in a mud hole. I was just thinking, man, these quad guys. That's what goes through my mind while I walk the track is, man, these quad guys. But
how about that? I mean, when you really think about it, how about that? While the 4 of us are all on here, I've never seen a track get that rough. Like just ridiculous. Like not even just saying the mud holes and obviously the hills and the exposed roots, but just how rooted or rutted out and how whooped out that place got. I mean, that was, from what I can remember, it was probably the roughest GNCC track other than Florida, and I can't even imagine what it looked like by the time you guys were done with it on Sunday afternoon, because when we were done with it Saturday afternoon, it was destroyed.
Yeah, I mean, it was like a full whoop section going through the field test, or field sections, and I noticed every time, within 10 seconds of hitting the field section, I would go straight from feeling all right to getting full arm pump and like about to die. I mean, it was brutal out there, and the fields were where you could really see it whenever you got up to the speeds. But I mean, I could tell just how bad I was fighting that stuff, and I don't see how you guys did it on the four wheels. I mean, I realize you only race for 2 hours, and it's not real racing, but
Whoa.
But anyway, it was pretty brutal on the bikes for 3 hours. It definitely got rough.
Anybody you want to take a shot at Stu? Because I know I do.
Line up, boys.
Chris, you want to go first?
No, I'll let you start it off.
Dude, seriously, you're going to sit here and crack on 2 hours versus 3? The look on your face when you got off a quad after 2 minutes totally told the story that you never could have made it even 20 minutes, let alone 2 hours. There is no question what is harder on your body, my man.
Well, I mean, to me, like as a innocent bystander, I think they kind of look like a couch with wheels on them.
Johnny, how many practice bikes you got? Chris, you've got a practice bike, right?
Yeah, I got one.
Who wants to see Stu go on race against Bach?
I do.
Hey, Chris, you got that KTM sitting there, the KTM quad, the one that kind of looks like a Suzuki, but we can peel all the stickers off it and put KTM stickers on it. Remember that one?
Yeah, I got that one sitting in the corner.
Yeah, that KTM quad. So no contract issues, nothing like that. I think we're good to go.
Yep.
Well, I don't think my contract has anything about quads. Also, there's no, I'm not allowed to compete on any other dirt bike manufacturers. I guess I could ride like a Can-Am quad. I could go out on the Commander. I mean, that's what I'm used to, is the utility. And they even have like a nice backrest for me.
We got to make this happen. Stu absolutely has to race the quad of the Reddit.
He's talking too much trash.
Oh, yeah. I predict he does one lap, comes in, he's like, get me off this thing, it's going to kill me. It's already run me over 3 times. Does this thing have radar? It keeps tracking me down. Actually, no, let me rephrase that. We're not going to find him in the pits. We're going to find him at about the 6-mile marker, huddled next to a big oak tree, just screaming, it keeps running me over! It keeps running me over! Save me! Save me!
What do you say, Stu?
I've got a Polaris 500, and I'm going to break it out in the XC1 class as the last race and just show these guys how to ride it. I mean, all it is sitting on a big, nice, comfy cushion and, going around a couple of corners. And, I mean, they're not, like, really, you don't even have to run. I guess some of them run that twisty throttle like the bike, but, you can just push a button and it goes. I mean, it's like, it's like next generation stuff. It's like, you can pretty much tell it what to do. I mean, it's got 4 wheels. It goes where you want it to go. I mean, it's just too easy.
Oh, yeah. I'm liking the sounds of this, man. Chris, what are you doing? Are you making sure you got a KTM quad? Is that what you're making sure you got going on right now? Is that why you're being so quiet?
Yeah, I'm up in the shop dusting it off, getting it ready for him already.
Well, Stu, I tell you what, man. If you want to make that happen, I don't know if you don't have any national enduro commitments. Are you going to the national enduro on Sunday at Loretta Lynn's?
I think I have to be there because there's a banquet after the race.
Oh.
So, yeah. And also, I think Dad may actually. I was thinking I might just sit that out since we've got the title. I haven't decided yet. I'm going to see how I feel after the race, but Dad might just take my row and he might break out the bike. He hasn't ridden in about 6 years, so I might be running the pits. So that'll be, it'll definitely be a cluster.
At least you're honest about that. That's for sure. Well, Stu, unfortunately, is a no-go, but maybe someday, maybe in the off-season, Johnny, we can get him on there and we can get a local race and get him to it. Maybe actually an FTR this winter might actually be something that to happen.
Yeah, that'd work.
Definitely not Florida. Definitely not Florida. If I'm
What's the matter, buddy?
Oh, God, come on, man.
Come on. It's a couch, dude.
They're hard all of a sudden, too.
When you're sitting on that couch and sand gets on there and it rubs your butt, you probably, I mean, it's like you got monkey butt like no other, I'm sure. I mean, a dirt bike does it down in Florida. I couldn't even imagine sitting on that big couch. Like, I mean, your whole legs would be raw.
Well, we'll have to go to one of we'll have to go to like a Mid-East or something like that down there.
Yeah, I'll go.
Dude, we will load up a whole truckload of quads and follow Stu around all season until eventually we get him to race the thing.
All right, if GNCC will make a day where we can do, like, you know, it'd have to be like an awesome track. Definitely not Kentucky, because that place is like somewhat tight for a bike, much less a quad.
Yeah.
Let's see. What's the best quad track? Somewhere where you blue groove it completely, like you did the field tracks for us at Ironman.
Georgia. Yeah, Georgia.
Georgia. All right. Well, the GNCC needs to make a class where you can ride the quads on the first day and the bikes on the second day, and then we even get like an overall for both days. You know, get a couple of the bike guys in on it and a couple of the quad guys in on it. And then see who has like the best overalls. I think we should do that for Georgia. Then I'll race the quad the first day.
Wow.
I can already see Barry Hawk coming out of retirement to try and win this one.
Yeah, but see, he lays out the track. That would have to be in the rules. We'd have to make some different ones for that.
I think we gotta let him. I mean, you got the guy that's won a championship on both. You got to give him the opportunity to come and show his skills off.
Yeah, I guess we could, but you know, he's getting old now. I mean, what is he? He's going bald. I saw him the other day. You know, I don't know. I hope he's on here.
Stu's just making friends all across the world.
Oh, you gotta. I mean, I thought this is what this quad radio was all about. I thought that's, you know, you come on here and you can just talk crap. You know, that's what I was going for.
Call everybody a dweeb.
Yeah, I mean, like Borch, God, that kid, God, or that old man, sorry, that old man, dweeb.
Stu, you know what's cool? Johnny released the cat out of the bag there last week or a week or two ago anyway, that you were actually on the podium during Chris Borich's championship celebration. You were in the championship photos.
Hold on, why are you telling all these people this? I thought we were friends now, Rodney. I didn't want everybody knowing about that.
Well, you know, I
So
just
guys, we got Walker and Chris on here, both guys. We got three of us quad guys. We all got to agree. We got Stu, we got Andrew DeLong, we got Bach, we got Canny. All these guys are wanting to know who's the biggest quad fan out of like the top bike guys, and I'm sure there's a couple I'm missing too. So feel free to throw in there. I mean, obviously Corey Buttrick's been, you know, a big supporter of quad for years, being buddies with Walker, and always comes up and talks from the starting line. Caleb Russell, I know, is always watching what's going on with the quad. So what do we think? How are we going to settle the score? How are we going to figure out who is in fact the biggest quad fan?
All right, well, I can tell you right now, all those guys were at the Hill this weekend, and guess who was pointing lines? Who did you guys see at the Hill? Wearing a pink Porch Bandit shirt. I can give you a hint.
That's what I
He rides the pins. Huh?
Well, then obviously Walker's not voting for Stu.
I mean, that's
all I seen out there was Ted the Bear.
Yeah, Ted was a hit. Before you got there, he walked up to. They had the intercom down there, and like he was just making the crowd go nuts. The girls were actually touching his butt. It was really great.
So what was it like? What was it like for you guys coming up on Ironman Hill? Was it really that crazy out there?
Oh man, it's insane. I mean, the hill itself, you know from year to year you've been up it, you can make it. But when you're coming to it and all you see is just mobs of people, it's pretty crazy. It's got almost like a concert like atmosphere for that one section of the track.
That's pretty wild. That's pretty wild. But anyway, so it's getting kind of late here, guys, and I'm going to go ahead and wrap things up. But it has been a lot of fun. I mean, we've definitely stirred the rumor mill tonight with Chris Borch. And who's your teammate again on the Kymco? Walker Fowler, I guess?
No. Yep, I'm your teammate.
Wow. And then we've got Stu Baylor and Bill Balance going to be teaming up on Yamahas next year. Johnny, who are you teaming up? I'm going to NBC, by the way. Who are you teaming
Oh, yeah,
up?
I did hear you were going to TV.
I heard that one, too. But
no, the one I heard today about me was that I was retiring and that I was managing some other riders, managing their team for them because I was too old to be doing this anymore and can't compete, so it's time for me to hang it up.
Well, cool. So what are you going to name your team, man?
I'm thinking Team Internet Morons is what what I'm leaning towards.
All righty.
Come on, conservative Johnny, don't be like that. Oh, conservative Johnny, right, buddy, right. Right.
You know what I've noticed about Gallagher? He never puts his foot in his mouth. Now me, I've always got my foot in my mouth. I can't get 10 words without doing it. But like the whole thing, whenever you were talking about balance and Borch earlier, like he said it just so politically correct. I mean, if him and Obama went at it on a debate, like it would probably be the funniest thing you'd ever seen in your life. Like, I mean, it'd be like it'd just be ridiculous. Oh my gosh! I mean, how did he dodge like the whole entire bullet? I just want to know what he really wanted to say whenever. I mean, before Chris got to put his input on it. I want to know what the real Gallagher wanted to say about that.
I said exactly what I wanted to say. I never hold back anything. This is the opinion of me you get is my honest opinion. I never hold back anything.
Come on now. Wait, you gotta let one loose for the people that are still listening.
I don't know what you mean. I really don't, buddy. Sorry.
But
and that, my fine friend, is like 10 years from now. Everybody will still think I'm a nice guy.
Touche, says Stu Baylor. Well, guys, it has been a good night. Chris Borch, I'll let you give some parting shots before we get off here. And then we'll go to Walker, then we'll go to Stu, and I'll let Johnny take his parting shots, and we'll wrap it up for the night.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thanks for having me on. And like I said, just looking forward to the next race. And I'd like to thank all my sponsors out there, everybody that's fans, and everybody that's on the internet listening. Thanks again for everything.
All righty, sounds good. That's now four-time GNCC champion Chris Borch on the horizon. He sees the light at the end of the tunnel, possibly being the winningest GNCC racer this time next year if everything goes well. And next to the guy that's going to try to stop that from happening, Walker Fowler. Walker, again, thanks for chiming in, man. That was pretty cool how you just kind of snuck in there and just was quiet all evening, man. But it was good having you along.
Yeah, I learned the last time when it says to state your name loudly to your party, you don't actually just yell your name. That's just a sick joke.
It is a joke. Well, again, congratulations on your big win this weekend, and I know that you're going to be gunning for another one to wrap up the 2012 season with.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I appreciate it, and definitely thank you for having me on here, and just everybody for listening. These fellas for, like you said, jolly good time, and definitely whole Balance Racing Yamaha crew. And we've been talking about Bill a whole lot, but he's still a good guy. So
yes, he is.
I just thank Bill for everything he's done for me.
Yep, we do rib Bill a little bit, but one thing to know: we do respect, we do love, and we will always do that with Bill Balance. That's for sure. And as we move on there to Stu Baylor. Stu, thanks for coming along, man. I think you kind of livened things up there a little bit. I know that you got some interest with these guys, and hopefully maybe sometime in South Carolina, North Carolina, or someplace in the Mideast, we might be able to get you on an ATV and just get your real take on that sometime real soon. But congratulations, Stu, on the National Enduro Championship, and good luck at Loretta Lynn's as you go for your second XC2 Pro Lights Bike Championship there.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you, Rodney. It was nice being on here. I always like getting to talk a little bit to the quad guys. You know, it's good to give each other crap. It's easier to get along with them than all the bike guys. You know, there's no competition there, so it's just fun to hang out as other racers.
There you go.
So,
that's it. Brotherhood. A brotherhood. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, exactly. You know, it's just taking it back to the roots and getting to talk to guys that do the same thing you enjoy to do. So, but yeah, it was nice being on here, and thanks for the opportunity.
All right, man. Thank you. And Johnny Gallagher, again, thanks for being a special co-host with us again, and hanging out with us through Brett as well in the earlier part of the show tonight.
Yeah, as always, thanks for having me on. I appreciate the opportunity, and thanks to Chris, Stu, and Walker for coming on, and congrats to Walker obviously on his win this weekend, and looking forward to we get less than 2 weeks to go, and it's time to line up at Loretta's and do it all over, and then we'll already start talking trash heading into 2013. So it's exciting time. Silly season's in full swing. So everybody, please make sure you believe everything you read on the internet, and we'll be racing here in no time.
That's for sure. That's it. Guys, that is once again Chris Borich along with Walker Fowler, Stu Baylor from the motorcycle world, the KTM rider, and, of course, Johnny Gallagher, the great, and myself, Rodney Tomlin. I want to say thanks as well to my first guest this evening, Mr. Brett Music from the AMA ATV motocross scene. And with that, thanks again to everybody for sticking around. I'm Rodney Tomlin. This is Quad Radio Live.